it is the first week of June, and this is the cherry tree that we have in the homestead at the homestead. And the cherries are not ready to be harvested yet. And this is the first year that this cherry tree is producing cherries. While it's not a lot, I definitely look forward to eating them. And I look forward to next year. So, first week of June. And what we're going to do today is go elsewhere to pick some cherries. And I'll show you how that cherry tree looks. So here we are at a friend's home in an urban section of Philadelphia. This is the cherry tree my husband and I and a group of friends spent 2 hours picking cherries. It was far from a daunting task as we were talking, laughing, we were relaxed and comfortable while picking the cherries. The time actually flew by fast, so I am not really quite sure how long we were actually picking the cherries because afterwards we kind of hung out for a while before everyone packed up their cherries and left. The homeowners had already picked fruit before everyone else arrived, so they already had their tote full of cherries. Then they helped everyone else fill their containers and bags. The window for picking cherries off this particular tree is very short. I am talking less than 2 weeks. We are not sure what variety of cherry this is since the tree was planted before the family purchased the home. But the tree is at least 20 years old, which is why I say fruit trees and bushes are a great addition to your backyard or homestead for the production of additional food. We ended up picking approximately 35 pounds of cherries, and that was just what we brought back home. We already had plans for these cherries even before we started on our drive to the location. These cherries will be used to make wine, compote, maybe pie filling and ice cream, but some will be frozen for use in smoothies, as that's my go-to breakfast during the warm season, so I'll be freezing some for that purpose as well. Because of the short window to harvest cherries from this particular tree, this family picks as many cherries as possible and preserve for consumption until next year's harvest. Now sure, they could grow various variety of cherry trees to extend their growing season, but it's not necessary for them as they have limited space. Not to mention, this process has been working for them for the last 2 decades. They also have other fruit trees, a small greenhouse, and vegetables that they grow in the backyard of their row home. Again, this family lives in a row home in Philadelphia, where lawn space is very limited. You do not need acres upon acres of land to grow food for your family. Work with what you have. If you have a concrete backyard, look into container gardening. If you have no backyard, do what I did 8 years ago. I asked a friend if I can grow food in their backyard. They agreed. We split the cost and shared in the labor and harvest. You can do the same. Ask a friend or family member if you can use their yard to grow food. I didn't think we would fill both of these containers, but I bought both of them just in case, and we ended up needing an extra bag for more cherries. 35 pounds is a lot. Notice the depth of each container and the bag full of cherries. Please subscribe to the channel to see how I process these cherries and how I make wine. Although our young cherry tree isn't producing nearly as much cherries, this is a prime example of collaborating with friends and or family to grow and harvest food together. Even if you do not have the room in your own backyard, maybe someone else does. I also want to mention, even though my friend was not expecting anything in return, allowing us to pick these cherries, we did bring an offering. We bought goods from our homestead to give to them. I wanted to use this time to kind of practice trading, although our exchange was not a trade. I don't know. I just figured we had things we wanted to share from our homestead to show our appreciation, and that we did. For those of you who do not have a garden or don't homestead, When you go over someone's house, don't just go picking fruit off their trees or vegetables from their yard without their permission, as they may be growing food to eat as well as to preserve to get them through the next season. It is always best to ask. Also, consider giving an offering of sorts if you have one of those homesteader friends or family members that you go to for food. An offering does not have to be money. Money is not everything. It could be labor, goods from your garden, and so forth. Gardening and homesteading, although fun and rewarding, does sometimes take a lot of time depending on the size of your garden, so don't take someone's labor for granted. Please like, share, and subscribe to help this young channel to grow.